This is a podcast demonstrating how to make a scatter plot and plot a line of best fit on your calculator. I've already got some data in list 2 and list 3. This is the data we used in class. In list 2 we've got years starting at 1981 and going all the way down to 2003. In list 3 is the price, the average price of, I think it was more than 50 grams of cocaine per gram. And so you can see it's going down from $201 in 1981 down to $186 in 1982 and so on. And again, the article I was reading was claiming that this drop in the price of cocaine actually led to a drop in violent crime because the cocaine wasn't worth fighting over any longer. So let's take a look at what this drop in price looks like. So again, the place where we went for all of these different kinds of plots, these stat plots, was stat plot, which is above the y equals, so second y equals. They're all off right now. Let's hit enter to look at the first one. First thing to do is turn it on. Right? The second thing to do is select the right type. It's already selected here. We want the first one, which is a scatter plot. Okay? The next thing we need to do is go down one more and tell the plot what variable to put on the x-axis and what variable to put on the y-axis. So let's put years on the x-axis. So that's what I've got in list 2, so that's correct already. If you've got data in list 1, you can hit second L1. Okay. I've got my data in list 2. My price data is in list 3. So that's already list 3, but I'll do it again just to show you. Second 3. Mark means just what kind of mark it's going to make. If you're plotting more than one, you might want to make them each a different mark so you could tell the difference between the data points. So let's go back to the graph and see what that looks like. Kind of looks like nothing. That, I think, is because our window isn't so great. One thing we can do, we can either do it manually, we can change the window, or we can do zoom stat. I'm going to try zoom stat. So hit zoom, and I'm going to go up instead of down because I know that zoom stat is toward the end of this. Oh, but maybe there's more commands than I thought. So I think it's number 9, but let's check. There it is. And I've gone too far. Number 9. Zooms out so that it shows all the data. So here it is, 1981 starts at $200 approximately, dropping to 180, 150, and so on. It's dropping pretty quickly here for the first, I don't know, 10 years. The next 10 years or so, it's still dropping, but not quite as quickly. And there's a little peak in there somewhere. So the next thing to do is calculate a line of best fit. So go to Stat, and that second menu, Calculate. It's the fourth option, Lin Reg, which is short for linear regression. AX plus B is a clue that it's going to give you a line. They use A instead of M, right, in MX plus B. Hit Enter. That puts the command on the command line. We're going to need to give it 2, and we're actually going to give it 3 parameters. We need to tell it what lists to use. So list 2 for me, and list 3. I'm going to tell it one more thing, comma. I'm going to have it automatically put this line in Y1 so it will graph at the same time. If you don't do this, then you have to enter that manually, which isn't so hard, but it's easier this way. So to get Y1, I have to tell it to put it in Y1. We're going to go to vars and go right to yvars. It's a function, y1, and let's put it right in that first one, y1. So if I hit enter, it'll tell me, it'll display what a and b, r squared and r are, and it puts that equation right in for y1 and it graphs it. So we can see here's the line of best fit. It's not so great because the line isn't, or the data isn't really linear. It drops much more quickly here and more slowly here, which we can see in this R value, this correlation coefficient. The closer it is to 1, the more linear your data. And again, the negative is because these are negatively correlated. As the year increases, the price decreases.